And now, ladies and gentlemen, we begin with another episode of How Inequalities Are Done. Let's first talk about what an inequality is. An inequality shows two different expressions are not equal. An inequality is used to compare two expressions to each other. You might want to write this definition in your composition book. I know it's not on your foldable, but you can write it on the paper around the outside of your foldable. Some of you may be wondering, what do you mean by an inequality? Well, let's talk about an inequality. This is how we would read an inequality. If we have this symbol right here, this is the less than symbol. When you read from left to right and you see the shut end of the inequality symbol, that means less than. If you read from left to right and the first thing you see is the open end of the inequality symbol, that means greater than. In the past, you've seen the less than and greater than symbol, but now we've also got another symbol added when we talk about inequalities. We have the less than or equal to symbol and the greater than or equal to symbol. And all that means is that when the less than symbol is underlined or the greater than symbol is underlined, it also means or equal to. It's important for you to know the difference between a less than and greater than sign, and I don't want to hear any talk about alligators, okay? That's elementary school. We are moving on to higher level math, and so you need to be able to read a less than and greater than symbol. If you'll open up your foldable to the first flap, it has the greater than symbol on the outside of it, and on the inside it says words. Here are two words that when you see a word problem or they ask you to write an inequality from words, these are words that indicate that you would use the greater than symbol. The words are greater than and more than. When you have inequalities, you graph their solutions on a number line. When you have the inequality symbol of less than or greater than, you would write an open circle above the number on the number line. When you have the less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you use the filled in circle when you are graphing the solutions on a number line. So your first example of graphing the solutions to an inequality, you have x is greater than -3. Since it's the greater than symbol, we know that we use the open circle, and we put the open circle above -3. Then it says that x is greater than. Since x is greater than, we draw a line in the direction of the positives because anything in the direction of the positives is going to be greater than -3. The next symbol on the outside of your foldable is greater than or equal to. Words that will indicate greater than or equal to for the symbol are the actual words greater than or equal to. Also, if they say at least a certain amount, you know that you're going to have to use the greater than or equal to symbol. Also, if they use the words no less than, that means greater than or equal to. So now here we have x is greater than or equal to 0. Remember, since it's underlined, that means that it means also equal to. So since it's equal to, we do a filled in circle, and it tells us that x is greater than or equal to 0. So since x is greater than 0, we have to shade to the right, because that's the direction of numbers that are greater than 0. This means that any number that is equal to 0 or greater than 0 is a solution to the inequality. The next symbol on the outside of your foldable is the less than symbol. Words that indicate the less than symbol in words is less than and fewer than. Make sure you're writing these down in your foldable. Now we've got to graph a solution of x is less than 2. So we go above the 2. Since it's only less than 2, it's not equal to it, we put an open circle, and x is less than 2. So we draw a line to the left indicating that everything that is less than 2 is a solution to this. Other times you may see it written like this, where they have it actually on the number line, and then they have this number line shaded in, including the arrow. So you could see it either way. The last symbol that we're going to talk about today is the less than or equal to symbol. Words that mean that when you have a word problem are less than or equal to. Also, at most. And then last, no more than. Those all indicate that you would use the less than or equal to symbol. Next, we want to graph our solution here. We have x is less than or equal to -1. So we go at -1. And since it's equal to, remember we have to have the filled in circle. And x is less than. So since x is less than, we draw an arrow to the left. Or we could say this right here where we have the circle on the -1 and shade the number line and the arrow to the left. That means that any number that is equal to -1 or less than -1 is a solution to the inequality. Tomorrow we're going to practice writing inequalities from words, graphing solutions, and looking at graphs and writing what the inequality is. So make sure you have your notes ready because you'll be able to use your composition book to help you in class. And we'll see you tomorrow.